doing, man. It's awesome.
Hey guys, how you doing? Today, what I'm going to do is show you guys what happens when you go to Lund Racing and you need some parts, especially for the Donnie project. So, obviously, with the suspension being delayed, for those of you that don't know, the Maximum Motorsports heavy-duty relocation brackets and control arms, or maximum duty or severe duty, have been delayed till late January. So I'll have to wait a month, basically a month and a half, to get those parts in. That means I can't lower the car because I have a set of IBOC Pro kits coming, because if you lower the car, then you have to redo the suspension geometry because you've lowered the car, which is the reason you get relocation brackets and aftermarket control arms if you're going to go ahead and make sure the geometry is on the money. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you the stuff that I can put on so that I can try to at least get a 15-inch tire on it, go back out there before it starts to warm up again, which is a very short season here. We have till about March, late March, before you start getting, you know, favorable conditions to go racing. So I went to Lund Racing and I got a bunch of parts, and I'm also gonna finally let go of the 5.8 parts. That's right, the Trinity is not gonna get built because after tons of talking, negotiating, vetting the engine builders, I have come to the conclusion that ain't nobody worth shit when it comes to these motors. I'm sorry. And again, that's just my opinion. Maybe you had good success, maybe your buddy had good success, maybe you feel you are a great engine builder and you don't like me saying this. It doesn't matter. I'm going by my experience in the Ford Mustang community, where every engine builder is absolutely full of shit, and the engine builder that I do trust to build this motor does not work on them, so, or at least doesn't want to be involved in working on them, and I don't blame him. So what I'm going to do is show you the parts that I got and the parts that I'm going to sell, and you know, maybe I'll use your help to determine the price of everything. So let's take a look at what I got going on in the back of the Cadillac. All right, so it literally looks like a parts bin back here. So a lot of you know that the Donnie project is gonna need some suspension stuff. So we're gonna start with this honkin' drive shaft. Let's pull it out and see what's going on with it. Okay, let's start with the drive shaft. This is a big drive shaft, okay? No real markings on it. I don't know who makes it, but it's either PST or something similar. This was literally Grey Goose's drive shaft when it was running high sevens, when it had a regular 8.8 differential on it. It is a big son of a gun. Big sucker. Okay, I don't know, I'm trying to see if there's a brand. I don't really see a brand, but everything looks super legit. What I'm gonna have to do is replace the flange on the diff. Senior got me the part number because this is obviously different. I think it has a bigger U-joint than the stock stuff. So he's like, hey, I'll get you the part number. So we're going to change the flange on the diff, because I'm eventually going to buy his other diff. His other diff had, you know, 35 spline axles, all the sauce, spool welded, braced. But for now, on the stock diff, we're going to get that flange replaced and get this drive shaft on it to get rid of rotating mass, lighten it up. That should let the car accelerate quicker. When you lower the car and you start doing suspension stuff, you have to then center the differential using a panhard bar, an adjustable panhard bar. Now, this is obviously a BMR unit, and I am not a fan, so I'll probably do a giveaway on that. In case you guys want a panhard bar, I'll probably be doing a giveaway on these two parts right here. This is probably what I'm going to go with. These are UPR versions, and this is the UPR version of the other bracket that you need to run with it. Not sure if I'm going to run the bushing unit, but I wonder like why this Heim joint deal is here, and I think it needs hardware because, you know, the hardware differences. Kind of wonder what has to happen, but that's another thing I have to upgrade, because when you lower the car, you have to center the differential to the car, and you do that with an adjustable panhard bar. Then we go ahead and install a TIG Vision anti-roll bar. I called them and they supposedly stopped producing this anti-roll bar, and I was like, well, that sucks. Jake called them up, said, hey, what's going on? Alex wants one of these anti-roll bars. And I remembered Senior might have one of these anti-roll bars because he went to a Billy Badass 9-inch, you know, narrowed a differential. Sure enough, went up there, bam, he had a TIG Vision drive shaft on the shelf. So I said, that sucker's coming with me. We also have, I think this is the hardware that goes to it. I'm not 100%. I'm going to do some verifying, but I think this is all the hardware that goes to it. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Also, dampening control. That's right. We got a set of Crusaders from Senior, and we're going to go ahead and put that on Donnie. So what you see here is all Donnie stuff. So once you get the control arms, relocation brackets, springs, I forgot what else, and this stuff, we're going to have a pretty beefy setup in terms of suspension. Again, the rear end is the only stock thing, so I'm not really stressing all that stuff, but I think this is a great starting point if you're going to get into, you know, hardcore or hardcore-ish drag racing. Anti-roll bar, dampening control, and a drive shaft is a good idea. Plenty of stuff on the market used, so you don't have to budget for brand new stuff, and the adjustable pan hard bar. Now let's end the last 4 or 5 minutes of this video talking about the parts that I have for sale. Okay, what we got here is a fresh set of newly freshened up Ford GT / supercar heads, whatever you want to call them. FFRE did me a solid, hooked me up, I hooked them up. Scratch my back, I scratch yours. Got new springs in there, checked the valves, checked for straightness, checked for everything. Installed height, everything is in a piece of paper in here from the old springs. These are the old springs because I did upgrade the springs because we suspected they were weak and that was causing a power loss because these are 5 or 6 year old springs. And luckily FFRE did me a solid and installed the new parts and has some kind of literature in terms of the installed height and all that stuff. So shout out to the guys at FFRE. So ×2 Ford GT / 13 to 14 GT500 cylinder heads, brand freaking new in terms of rebuild. Okay, this is fresh, hasn't been run, 0 runtime. Ford GT cam covers. Now these are the bigger cam covers that were supposed to be used to run the 10mm upgraded drive kit that I got with the motor that lasted only 200 miles or so, but the chain drive were fine. There was a valve train issue, and I think it's in here somewhere, and there's a bunch of stuff I gotta go through to figure out what's what, but I have a bunch of parts that I'm gonna probably have to lay out to show you what's in there. But this right here is a brand new from Ford drive kit. Okay, that's the part number. And this is basically to do everything brand new on your GT500. Guides, this is from Ford Performance. Guides, okay. More guides. I mean brand new, 0 miles, brand new. Tensioners. Hardware. Lifters, that's right, brand new lifters. Both ends. Brand new, fully keyed cam gears, crank sprocket if I'm not mistaken, not sure, and we got the chains and the drive gears. This is brand spanking new. This is probably like $500+, so I'll be selling that too. Ideally, I'd like to sell it all. This is extra set of gaskets in here that was sent to me because somebody felt bad that I got totally screwed over. These are used parts, don't worry about those. These are the guides and parts that came off of the motor and the tensioners. These are two new tensioners that came off of the motor, billet guides that came off of the motor. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the 10mm drive stuff. So let me unwrap this and see what's going on. To be honest, I can't tell the difference between this stuff and the new stuff. Does the new stuff have the upgraded stuff? Because I was supposedly sold the bigger stuff, but these brand new links look the same as the upgraded ones. But again, you eagle-eyed viewers are really good at telling me I'm wrong about everything. So tell me what I'm wrong about. These are the secondary, that's for sure, brand new. secondary, and this is the primary. It looks bigger, but I don't know. To be honest with you, I can't advertise it as like an upgrade situation, but that's that. These are ARP studs, which you probably shouldn't reuse, but it's up to you if you want to. And this is the cam cover hardware with the tensioners down there and the ARP nuts. So yeah, up to you if you want to get all that stuff. So that's that. So we got cylinder heads, cam covers, all the chain drive stuff, and let's look at this, the camshafts. L&M NSR cams, 13 and 14 GT500, brand spanking new. Have not opened it at all, haven't done a damn thing. These cost me over $2,000, brand new. Obviously I'll let them go. Again, we're talking, I'm negotiable, but I'm not stupid. I know the vultures come out when people want to liquidate, but these are 2,000 bucks, brand new. I'll give you a couple $100 break, but that's about it because I'm not using these. So brand spanking new L&M NSR cams. This is the go-to cam for all 13, 14 GT500s. I don't give a fuck what anybody else says. If Senior made over 1,200 with these, you don't need anything else unless you're making 2,000. And finally, we'll end it here. This is hardware. Is there any chain in here? This is all hardware. Holy shit, Alex. You know, Alex, you lost so much money. You lost so much money on this deal, bro. You work really hard for your money, only for someone to fuck you in the ass, look you in the face while they're doing it too, and telling you like they're trying to look out for you. Give you a $700 break, like that fucking matters. Mains. Okay, so rods and pistons. Rods and pistons. These are not 300M. Everyone, I want 300M. I get it, but god damn it, this thing was around for years, making good power, big power. Well, over 1,200 or 1,300 at the crank at one point, and I upgraded the pistons to 12-to-1 pistons. So these are 12-to-1 compression pistons. This is the rod. They're a Manley, but I don't see a part number on it, so I can't tell you, but I know it's not a 300M, I don't think, but I don't think so, but yeah, definitely not a 300M, because I think I have the build sheet from when MPR built it. Believe it or not, this motor was originally built by MPR, and that's when it was its most reliable, believe it or not. It made good power for 4 years plus. So back then they were building good Shelby stuff. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have them all. I don't know exactly what to charge for them, but I'm not going to get fucked. So I'm going to ask all the Shelby guys what's what. Use this video to see if your Shelby guys need any parts. So there you have it. I'm selling the rods and pistons, cylinder heads. I know I can get over $6,000 for a pair of those cylinder heads, maybe more. So guess what? I'm going to get maximum money for these cylinder heads. I'm sorry, they're fresh, they're good, ready to bolt on, ready to use. I'm not gonna get fucked on those. The cams, I'm gonna probably be out a couple $100 because they're brand new. And the brand new chain drive and all the other associated parts that you see here, and the rods and pistons. I also have a sleeved 5.8 block. The crank might need replacing, but you might want your machine shop to check it. So I also have a block to sell. So there you have it. I'm selling everything. It's a radioactive project for me because there's a massive trust issue when it comes to engine builders on that situation, and the one that I do trust just doesn't fuck with it. So nothing you can do about that. But if you guys know anybody that is looking for rods and pistons, brand new, freshly rebuilt cylinder heads with a valve job, brand new valve springs, everything has been checked out to be in working order, I'm gonna want good money for that. So don't think you're gonna get it for free. And anything else you guys might be interested in, let me know. The block, the crank, all that stuff, I'm gonna be selling that stuff just to get this thing out of my life and just keep Coyote stuff and small block Ford stuff in the stable. All right guys, thanks for listening. We'll talk to you later.